So hey everybody, we are going to pick up right where we left off on the 59. This is the 59 Coronet for anybody new. We were doing some rust proofing up here on the roof rail. It was in bad shape. Had a lot of rust in there. We've got it converted. We used some Eastwood rust encapsulator and I think we're good to go. I'm going to call that finished. That's got some good rust proofing material on there. I think we're fine. You know, all the glass has become delaminated all around the edges. It's terrible. But, you know, she's 60 years old. I think she even has a crack over there. So, cool deal, man. We got a new one of those coming. He's also sourced the rubber seal for the front and rear. Now, the rear glass is fine. We can roll with that. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't even know if you could get those anyway. So, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to be very careful with it. I know that. But we did manage to find the rubber seal. So, he's gave me the go-ahead, man. He says cut them out. I'm scared. I don't think we should cut them out until the parts actually show up, but I don't know, man. For now, let's get in here, and I got a few things I need to do in preparation for pulling this glass out. These clips need to come out. They're bolted through from the bottom side of the dash, so we're going to have to get up under that dash to access those nuts that need to come off. I've got everything set up. Let's just get in there and get rolling with it. So I've got my vice grips out here on the outside, going to hold the clip so it don't just spin around in the hole. And I've already found where it's located inside of here, and it not having a glove box in there makes it a little easier to get to, so that's cool. I know the lighting's going to be terrible on this, but right up inside of there is where our first bolt is. That one's pretty easy to get to. We'll spin that right off of there. Yeah, that one's coming off pretty easy. There we go, got it. All right, so I think there's a few more in there. We'll get those all dug out of there, and then we'll see about taking this top piece off. There's this piece up here, and I don't know, man, if I should cut that out or not, if I even have to. I know it'll have to come out eventually to put the new glass in, that's for sure. So we might just go ahead and just dig it on out of there. Otherwise, I think we could actually go through from the outside. But you can see this thing has trim all the way around the windshield, all the way across the top, bottom, sides, everything. So, I mean, it's all going to have to come out anyway. So we may just go ahead and do it now. I don't know. I'm kind of figuring this out as I go. This is the rope-in style glass. So when we put the new glass in, you know, you'll put the rope around the seal and do all of that. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that, kind of an old school method. That's the way these old glasses go in. The way they come out is you really just cut the seal with a razor blade and it'll just pop right on out of there. And we don't even have to really be careful with this one. I mean, it's getting replaced anyway. I think what we need to do is pop this cowling off. You can see this actually pops out of here, this whole louvered grill section here. And I'll bet we'll be able to come in right underneath here and get all of these clips. This one, probably that one. And then the one on the end will be the same as this one, where you can actually get under the dash and get to it. I think I'm going to go ahead and remove the windshield wiper, kind of get it out of the way. I think it'll make it easier to get this off. And they got to come off anyway. Okay, so now that those are out of the way, I'm going to make an attempt to get this out of here without screwing it up. Now, I'm assuming that's kind of clipped in there because there's no screws anywhere for it. And this surrounding piece here, that's actually made to the car, so there's no taking that off. I always like to start with my smallest screwdriver here just to kind of help me get underneath it. And I just want to just get a feel for it. I don't want to just start prying at it. And I know I preach that a lot on here. But, I mean, I just don't know any other way to put it. Then you just got to be super careful with this stuff. I don't want to replace anything on here. I want to be able to put everything back the way it was with its original parts. And you can see, just barely, I mean, I am barely even messing with it. And she's coming apart. Look, we're going to work this all the way down this way. Here, I'll bring you guys with me. I'm going to move you down. seems to be working pretty good. We'll just carry this on across. Remember, we don't care if we're kind of scraping it up a little bit here because we're about to paint it anyway. Now, I suppose if you were trying to do this and not tear the paint up, you'd have to go about it differently, of course. We've got stuff like this. This will help you, get you one of these. You can basically kind of do exactly what I'm doing with my trim tools and my screwdrivers, and without tearing your paint up. But like I said, we don't really care on this one because we're going to paint it anyway. But just to kind of show you how well it works, I mean, it's doing everything that my screwdriver was doing, but without damaging any paint. And they've got all kinds of cool little plastic trim tools you can buy out there. Help you out with stuff like that if you are working on a project where you don't want to mess your paint up. But that came off pretty good. I was worried about that too. I wasn't sure how that was going to come off there. I thought it was going to be hard, but you can see it's just got these little tiny metal clips, and they just pop down in these little holes. Couldn't get any easier than that, right? All right, that's exactly what I was thinking. The clip, the nut is actually located just inside of here. You might could see it there. That's right where it's at, and it'll be like that on all of them all the way across here. So that's not bad. That's pretty easy to get to. I'm not too worried about that. Well, on a good note, I mean, all the metal's good down in there. I don't see any rust anywhere inside of there, just little surface rust, no pitting, no nothing. Right here in this little spot, we do have some failing seam sealer. Maybe we should go ahead and work that on out of there and put some of our Eastwood stuff down in there. I don't know. Something to think about. But I'll tell you what, either way, it'll get painted. I mean, when we come through here and paint the car, we'll mask it to where our masking is under here, and all of this will get painted. We just need to clean it up a little bit first. Just getting this last one out from under the dash over here on the driver's side. Pretty easy to get to. There we go. Took care of that. And that was the last one right here. We managed to get the other ones out across there very easily. Just took a wrench. So we're good to go. I think we're going to proceed with seeing if we can't cut this glass out. For now, what I'm doing, I'm just cutting the outside of this seal off. You can see where I'm actually exposing the edge of the glass here, all the way down, all the way around. And I've got it to a point now where I can just come along and just kind of pull. And it just tears it right at the edge of the glass. So this should come out relatively easy. Let's keep working at it and see what happens. It's actually working very well. We'll see if it releases that glass like we're hoping it will. I mean, I don't see anything holding it in after that. All right, let's see where that gets us. All right, so I'm kind of pushing on the glass from the inside, and it's breaking free from the top, but down the sides is a no-go. So we will have to go ahead and trim from the inside on the A-pillars here. I already did this side over here, and you can see that glass is trying to come out already. So imagine once we get this side done, that glass is going to plop right on out of there. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Comes out pretty easy, just 3 screws. Another one down here. Okay. Easy enough, right? And this will just snap right off of here. And as always, we'll put all the screws in the holes that they came out of and put the tape over them so we know right where they go. Okay, so what I've done is I've got it in, I've kind of trimmed that gasket, just kind of cut through it on the inside like you normally would. And I should be able to get in and kind of pull this just like we were doing on the outside. And get in position here. See if we can't pull that seal loose. And that should get us rolling. See how it just kind of tears just like it did from the outside. We'll get that work down and that glass should release. In fact, I bet it's already starting to now. Yeah, can you hear it? And we might could go ahead and just push it on out. I'm trying to save it, man, just in case. I'm so paranoid when it comes to back-ordered parts, especially something as rare as this. And I could just see it happening, man. They tell you it's going to be here next week, and it shows up 6 months later. So you see here, we have definitely broken that seal. So I'm just going to, just out of precaution, I'm just going to take it easy with this and see if I can get it out in one piece. See if we can't get that pulled now that I've done a little more trimming. There we go. All right, that takes care of that. Let's see if we can't push this on out of here. There we go. That's what we want to see. Let's get out here into the middle. Just keep working it very, very slowly. There we go. Oh, this is so sketchy. I mean, you could just see a crack run down the middle just out of nowhere. Just any second now. I mean, it seems that we're free all the way across the top except right here. And this will be right where it cracks. Man, if I could just get that to let loose. I mean, it's trying. There we go. There we go. We got it. Look at that. All right, next problem. Oh, look at there. We're actually hitting the roof. Ain't that how it is? Man. All right, let's see if we can go from the bottom. I'm gonna have to set you guys down. This is gonna take 6 hands. And I only got 2. All right, I feel like I've got that side lifted up pretty good out of this little, what's left of this channel. Man, I mean, it is just barely hitting this lip here. If it wasn't for that, man, she'd be on her way out already. All right, so I've managed to gain clearance on this side. It's that side over there is holding me up. It's hanging up just barely right here. It's coming all the way out except for right here. I think I'm gonna trim my gasket just a little bit lower just to be on the safe side. See what I'm talking about right there? Just got a hold of it right there. There we go. All right, that's what we need to check it out. That little bit kind of holding it in there. All right, I like that. They got the whole damn thing out of the way there. That's what we need. Yeah, perfect. There we go. How are we out here in the middle? That was our problem area a second ago. I say we're free. I think. Yeah, just like that. That's what we need. All right, that's perfect. All right, there shouldn't be anything holding this in at this point. Should just need some clearance to get it out. That's about it, I think. All right, there is nothing holding this in at this point. Really, all that was stopping us is we were a little too high up in this corner, so once I trimmed the bottom of the gasket, the glass was actually able to fall, and I'm talking like that much, and it gave us what we need. Here we go, man. This is exactly what we were wanting right here. Now we just got to find somewhere to put it where it'll be safe, and we will use it as a backup just in case. All right, with that out of the way, let's get this rubber seal, what's left of it, off of here. Let's get a good inspection of exactly what we have going on underneath this windshield. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of anxious to figure out what we're working with here. It's not pretty. All right, so we found the real stuff. Look at this. Yep. Wouldn't have been no good painting it and leaving all that behind, that's for sure. Man. That's definitely got to get treated and figure out if there's enough good metal still in there to work with. Obviously, we're going to have to go ahead and get this out of the way to get the rest of this off. That's cool. We figured that. And now it'll be a lot easier, you know, having the windshield out of the way. So let's go ahead and do that now. It's funny because down in here looks fine. A little surface rust, no big deal at all. Seemed like the problem area, which we all know about the corners and how they can get, but it's just odd that this part, the vertical part, the part where the water just runs and goes away, seems to be the worst so far. All right, let's see what this side looks like. All right, so same thing. Little surface rust in the corners, no big deal. But this part here seems to be the worst. Now this side actually looks a lot better than the other side. This side I'm not even worried about. A little scaly rust, we'll knock that down with a wire wheel, and we'll do the same thing to it that we did up here. And this time we'll just brush it on right from the start. Like I said, all of this looks really good, no problem at all. What are we looking at up here? It's kind of hard to see with the lighting. Let me get my lighting right. All right, let's check this out. This is the top up above the windshield, and that looks good. That looks good. No rot, just a little surface rust. Most of the paint is still there. That's awesome. You get over to this area. This is our problem area, and it's not even bad, man. I mean, that's all surface. All of that will wire wheel right off of there. No problem at all. We'll clean all this up really good. All the metal's still there. It's just got surface, little scaly rust on it. We will work all of that off, like I said, with our wire wheel, and we will treat it with our Eastwood rust encapsulator, just like we did all of this up here. So basically, we're just kind of working our way down from the top down. All of this area here, that channel looks great. That is just surface rust only. No holes. So good news, man. All right, so a lot of this you could kind of just hit with a wire brush by hand. Just this little surface rust. That's really all they want you to do, is just kind of knock off that scale. All right, like that. And then you got some other areas like this here where it's just a little heavier. I think I'll use my die grinder with my wire wheel on it, run over that area and run up this area as well. These areas just need a little more attention, that's all. Getting in here with my little screwdriver and just kind of picking out all this old seam seal. It's all cracked up. It's not working anymore, not doing its job. So we'll get all that out of there, and then we'll run that encapsulator down through here, and it should get in between these panels, kind of seal that up a little bit. That is cleaning up really, really nice, man. That wire wheel on the die grinder here, that thing works magic on this right here. I mean, this is almost to the point where we don't even need any kind of rust converter. Very good metal in there. I mean, when we first took it apart, it was just a lot of dirt and corrosion on there, made it look really bad. It's not bad at all. We'll get in here and we'll clean on this inside as well, that inside lip, and we'll put that Eastwood rust encapsulator over all of that. So if you guys are just now tuning into the videos, this is what we're using. Eastwood rust encapsulator, really good stuff, man. It goes on very well. You can use it as a top coat, but we'll be painting over ours in the end, so even added protection once it's got paint over the top of it. So anyway, this is going to get in there and this is going to stop that rust dead in its tracks, as most of you guys already know. We're just going to brush a little on there. We're just going to brush a little on there with our little 1-inch paintbrush. I went ahead and threw some paper down just to be on the safe side. I'm going to get a little on your brush. You can see there, that's the consistency. That's right out of the can, so it flows very well. But it will drip on you, so be careful. Just get a little at a time. I'm gonna get it right on that edge there. Like so. Let's get some over here. Let's get some over here. Just going back and forth, really working it down in there. There's a little channel over here where two layers lay on top of one another. So I really want to get that in there. Let it kind of run down in between the two panels. Works really well that way. But yeah, like I said, it covers very, very well. I haven't had any problems with that. And it sands good too. If you have to go back and sand it, just hit it with some 320 grit, 400 grit sandpaper, and it just turns to powder almost instantly. We'll get some on the inside over here. You see that little bit of rust there? Get some of it on there. Get it all up inside of there. In fact, I'm gonna brush it all in there. Now remember, it gets a big chrome molding, snaps over the top of that, so you don't see any of it. So let's go ahead and encapsulate it. Choke this off, man. Cut off its oxygen supply. This stuff won't be able to grow anymore after that. So that takes care of the front windshield. What about the back? I know, as soon as we get down in this area, this has got me worried, I'm not gonna lie. And I really need to get this glass out of here and figure out what's going on there. I hope that's treatable. I hope we're not cutting out anything and putting in patch panels. This is a tricky little area and it's a lot of work. So let's keep our fingers crossed and we will get this back windshield out next. See what we're working with. All right, same thing we did on the front. We're just gonna cut this this seal out of here, and it's coming off pretty friggin' easy, actually. A little easier in the front. There we go. We got her going again. Yeah, like that, man. Pretty easy. Just do this all the way around. Look at that. I just cut that open and water just ran out everywhere. Yeah, this is definitely the problem area on both sides. I can see why. I mean, hell, this thing ain't seen water in days. And yet, there it is. Push through from the inside just a little bit. She's trying. Let's go over to the other side. Now we have to be super careful with the back windshield because as far as I know, they don't even make these anymore. You can see this one's coming out already. All right, I'm gonna get in and start pushing around on the inside a little bit. You guys cross your fingers. There we go. Whoa, easy now. I tell you what, she let loose all at once. See about getting that old gasket out of there. It comes out really easy. Thing that kind of sucks about it is that nothing really holding the headliner up back there anymore. Lots of crud, I could tell you right now. All this work we've been doing would have been a waste of time had we not pulled that glass. No doubt about it. Kind of stuck on the old headliner there. That's what that is. That's the old headliner material. Since then, it's been recovered. So that shows that some of you guys were asking, and even I was kind of wondering, is if this interior was original, and no, it is not, because there is remnants of the old headliner right there. I do believe lighter colors. Everything original on this was lighter colors than what they went back with, but oh, it still works. I do like that headliner. That's nice. You get a better look at things when everything's cleaned. And I can see here we have a hole. Look at that. Didn't even see that before. Can y'all see it? Let me get the lighting just right. There we go. I think we can see that now. Yep. But we got another one on the other side too. Check this one out. Pretty much the same spot. That's just a screw hole there, but this one here, that's an actual rust hole. So the rest of this is just old paint, old seam sealer, crap peeling off. We'll clean all this up with the wire brush. This around here, all with the wire brush. Everything is surface rust with the exception of this spot right here. So anyway, we'll get in it, we'll address it and we'll straighten it out. Oh no. Decided to switch over from this to this. See if we can't get inside of here a little better. Alright, so let's address this. Obviously that's a big hole. Look how small it started. Remember, it was tiny. Look at that. Just hitting it with a wire wheel blew all that steel out of there. So obviously that was a very thin area. So I'm gonna have to cut this out. Not to worry, I don't think it's gonna be very hard. We'll cut it out. We'll get it back into this better metal in here and just splice this whole piece in. Once we get that piece cut out, we'll get in there and we will treat the inner structure that was directly behind this that probably had a little water damage as well. Probably got some surface rust. I can actually see it there. So we'll address all of that once we are inside. Obviously we'll have to do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully it won't be as bad, but let's go find out. All right, here we go. Alright, so that's some good news. The hole stayed its original size, didn't get any bigger, unlike the other side. So anyway, that's easy to fix. That's nothing. The other side's a little more involved. So anyway, let's get in here and finish cleaning the rest of this up with the wire wheel, and we'll be ready to rust proof all of this, and then we'll just be left with this little spot and that. Okay, so I got my die grinder out, and we're going to get in here. We are going to cut this out. You can kind of see the black marks there. Marked it out with a Sharpie. Let's start there. If we need to, we'll go bigger. If we have to go bigger, we will, but we're better off to kind of sneak up on it. trying really hard to keep this all in one piece. We may have to cut through this lip a little bit, but that's okay. Whatever we cut, we can weld back later, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so there it is. And it fell inside. Awesome. Alright, so as you can see, we could get through here from the inside of the trunk, just like that. There's a little, like an inner structure there that's going to need to be coated and treated with our Eastwood products. Now, Eastwood is sending us some stuff called internal frame that we'll be able to get in there with a big long hose and hose all of that down really good, convert all that metal, preserve it, keep it from rusting any further. And then after that, we can come through with our patch panel, and it shouldn't be, I mean, that should be very easy to patch in, no problem at all. Not even worried about that. The other side will be even easier, so not a problem. That's the worst of it. I think after that, we're good to go. We already know what we're dealing with down there. That's not a big deal either. So I think we're doing all right. But hey, that's going to have to be another video, you guys. This video is getting kind of long, but not to worry. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've actually been getting videos out a lot quicker now. I'm going to try to stay on schedule, keep these things coming out about every other day. That gives me just enough time to get out here, get some work done, get back in the editing studio, start editing things together. And we already know all the process I have to go through to upload these things. Still no high-speed internet out here yet, guys. So it's kind of a process to get these videos out. But anyway, I don't mind doing it, and I'll get it done. So not to worry, another video coming real soon. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, you guys. I really do appreciate all of you watching. We got a lot of new subs coming in, and I want to welcome each and every one of you. So if you're a new sub, man, leave a comment. Introduce yourself down in the comments section, and I love to welcome new subs in. So don't forget my Instagram. There'll be a link in the description, and hit me up on Facebook, Weirdbeard on Facebook. I'll accept your friend request. I really do appreciate everything, you guys, all the support. Got some subs sending us some cool stuff. Really awesome. Never would have thought anybody would actually be willing to send me stuff for free. I just never imagined it, guys. I'm kind of beside myself on it. Really, really cool. But anyway, I'd love to give you guys shout outs. Anybody sending me anything, man, much appreciated. I'd be more than happy to give you a shout out on here. All the support is very, very, very much appreciated. But anyway, I'm rambling. I got to get out of here, you guys. I'll see y'all on the next one, man.